starting in child's pose. So for today, bring your arms by your side, at least for now, with your palms facing up. And again, let your belly soften between your thighs. Allow your head to be soft and still. Your thoughts to be soft and still. Notice your breath, how it moves through the body. Any sticking points? If you can just direct maybe a little thought and tension to let go. Oh, it's that internet thing. We struggle with that so much. See if you can drape your shoulders forward a little bit so that you're releasing any tension in your neck. And then take another couple of breaths here before moving a little bit more action into the body. And then push your hands forward. Walk them out in front of you. Spread your fingers. Allow the hips to sink back even more. Allow the shoulders to relax away from the ears. Create more space from fingers to tailbone. Inhale, rise up onto your finger pads and walk to your right side. Left arm on top or longer than right. Allow the hips to sink back a little bit more. Maybe shifting a little bit off of your right heel today. Just noticing where that takes you. Inhale, come up. Walk up and over to the other side. Right arm over or longer than left. Maybe shifting a little bit of the weight off the left heel for the moment. Just taking it to something that you're a little less familiar with. Maybe it feels a little better, different. Back to center on the inhale. Stretch your arms out in front of you. Draw yourself up onto your hands, to your knees. Keep your hands where they are, and just let your hips drop down, releasing the front of your body or stretching the front of your body. And just rock a little side to side, rolling one hip under than the other, looking behind you. And when you're ready, just settle into the center. If it's too much, go to your belly. Go into a low cobra or just stay on your belly. Exhale, come back. Bring your knees to your feet to the center. Sit your hips back. And then come forward again and start to do this with your own rhythm. Good. Push your hips back and forth, using your breath. Inhaling as you come forward, lifting your spine, arching your back. Exhaling, coming back to your hips and heels. The most important thing I can tell you about yoga, outside of the million important things, is to let it be your own practice. Start to make circles here. So if you worry about what anybody else is doing or can do, you're going to get totally lost and hate the practice because you're going to be chasing it. But if you listen to your body and let it take you where it wants to go, change sides if you haven't, then you'll have a much better experience in your yoga practice. And then one more time, push back to your heels. This time I want you to sit on your heels or a block. Bring the arms overhead. Interlace your fingers. Press your palms to the sky. Draw the ribs down towards the hips. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. On the inhaling breath, we're going to rise to our shins. Those of you who can, if not, stay on your heels. Lean to the right side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, sit on your heels and round your spine. Pull your belly in. Inhale, lift up onto your shins and lean to the left side as you exhale. So do that a couple of times. Inhale, center. Exhale, round and curl your spine, working on some quadricep here. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale to the right side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, round and curl, pull the belly in. Inhale, lift up and lean to the left side as you exhale. Stay centered on the inhaling breath. Exhale without coming back to your knees. Round your back, pull your belly into your spine like you got punched in the stomach. And then inhale, reach the arms up overhead, bring your arms behind your back as you exhale. Interlace your fingers, knuckles to the earth, lift your heart up. Eye gaze goes to the sky, ribs towards hips. Trying to take any tension out of your lower back. Nice, Rachel. Ooh, early camel, but feel free to take it, Jane, if you like it. Rise up on the inhale with the arms overhead. Exhale, hands on floor, hands underneath your shoulders, knees move back underneath your hips. Stretch your right leg back behind you. Tuck the toes on the floor underneath you. Shimmy yourself a little bit side to side and just work through the ball of the foot for a moment. And then spin onto your left side, left shin, left arm down, right arm up in the air. Eye gaze up to the thumb or down to the bottom hand, your choice. Without lifting the foot, take the right arm over your head, but lift the left side of your torso up. Sweep that right arm down and back over your head. Gaze is up or down. Good, this time lift the right leg off the floor, activate those outer hip muscles, pull the belly in. Stretch the right arm over your head and sweep it down and around one more time, supporting with your left side body. Inhale. As you exhale, keep the right leg up, bring the right hand down, spin your body forward, left arm forward, right leg back, pull the belly up and in, crown of the head forward, one more breath. We're not going anywhere from here except down to the floor, hands and knees, and just go back to a couple cat-cows. Good. Come back to neutral, tuck your left toes underneath you, stretch the bottom of the foot. You can rock forward and back a little bit just to release it. She's hiding. And then stay on the ball of the back foot. Spin your right foot on the right side. Left arm's going to come up. Left foot stays on the floor. Lift out of your waistline. Inhale the left arm up and over your head. Now sweep it down, out and around. Left arm comes up. Let's do that one more time. Sweep it down, up and around. And this time lift your left leg off the floor. Hold it, breathe, and then take the arm overhead. Sweep it down, up and around. Breathe in and out. Left arm down, turn your hips squared. Keep the left leg up and the right arm forward. Just find length in your spine. Beautiful, guys. Pull evenly towards your center. And exhale, hands and knees to the floor. Do a couple cat-cows just on your own to release any tension that you might feel. And then come back to neutral. Tuck the toes underneath you. Sit back on your heels and open your knees wide. Just let your arms reach forward and your belly pull in, let your head hang down. Your calves, your heels may touch the floor, but they may not at all. More like mine. Good, breathe in and out. Rise onto your fingertips, just keep your arms outstretched, bring your knees back together. Walk your hands to the right side so you've got both arms outside of the right hip. And then bring your knees a little bit to the right. Bring your torso to the right. Stay here. Bring the left hand towards the center. If you'd like a little bit more, just reach the right arm up in the air. Maybe you turn your gaze towards that right hand. Maybe it's a little more than you want to have today. One more breath. Just a little venture, you know. Come back to center. Walk your hands through center to the other side. Spinning your knees over to the left and then over to the right. Bringing your hands down. If you want a little bit more, just bring the right hand a little bit more towards center. And the left arm maybe a little bit up to the sky. I'm watching, so breathe. Inhale. And exhale. And then release that left hand down. Come back to center. Once again, open your knees wide and fold your body in half. Pull the belly up into the spine, round your back. Release the tension from the back and the neck and shoulders. With your arms outstretched, send your weight forward. And then lift your hips in the air. Walk your hands back to your feet. Separate your feet hips width apart. 2 fists in between your feet. And let your body just go. Bottom of the foot, ball of the foot, heel, pinky toe. Everything grounded into the earth. Soft knees, head hangs down. Maybe even shake it out yes and no. I'm having terrible allergies today, so I apologize in advance for any sniffles or whatever. Tuck the chin to the chest, belly to the spine, and just start to ragdoll all the way up to standing. Roll the shoulders back and around a couple times. Stretch your arms down by your side. Keep your feet nice and sturdy. Lift the knees up, tuck the tailbone underneath you. Sweep the arms out and up overhead. Interlace your fingers. Inhale. Stretch the palms to the sky. Tuck the ribs down towards the hips. Exhale, bend your knees and reach your arms in front of you. Sit your hips back like you're in a chair or a tug of war, and you've really got to stay stable, moving your weight back to your heels. Release the arms as you exhale onto your toes and take that little dive. Inhale, release, arms up, bring your hands together, and twist even with your legs wide, left arm outside right thigh. Let the right leg straighten a little bit and bend the left knee, look up to your right elbow. Find a little bit of rotation in the torso. One more breath here. Look down as you exhale. Just change sides. Right arm outside left thigh. Left leg lengthens. Right knee bends. Find length in the spine as you rotate the torso to the left. And then come back to center, both hands to heart. Interlace your fingers, reach them out in front of you. Pull onto that tug of war rope. Press down to rise all the way to standing straight with your legs. Arms come behind you, fingers on your back in either direction. Elbows squeeze in, lift your heart. Go back as far as your body wants to take you. As you inhale, come on up. Lead with your heart to come down to the floor. All the way down to the floor, hands touch the floor, shins or blocks. Now I can see you guys. Exhale, fold your body in half. Walk your hands to the right side. Turn your right toes to the right, turn your left toes to the right. But take it off of a tight rope and make it more of a train track. Pull the right hip back, lift it forward, lengthen your spine, inhale. Walk your hands out a little bit further, so you're going to shift your weight into your right leg, lifting the left heel for a moment. Stay there, work on squaring off the hips, or lift the left leg up, and just like we did on the floor, spin open, take your left hand to your left hip, left hand to the sky, eye gaze to the floor or to the sky, or wherever else you want to take it. Ardha Chandrasana, a little sneak attack of early morning Ardha Chandrasana, early practice. Good, bring that right, who's that, Bitsy? Bring your right hand, who's in the middle? I can't see, oh, it's Louise. Bring your right hand a little bit underneath your, or it's, I can't see you either. Sorry, don't kick mom. All right, spin it open. Now as you exhale, take your time, bring the left hand down, bring the left leg back where you picked it up from, so it's still on that train track. Fold over your right leg, hang your head. Inhale, lengthen your spine, spin yourself back around to the center, adjust your feet, and walk over to the left side. So now step the right leg out a little bit to the right side, send the weight forward in the front leg, back in the back leg, and then begin to walk your hands forward so the weight's going to shift forward into that front leg. Take a breath here. You can stay here for, it's fine. You can go back to your knees, or you can lift the right leg off the floor and begin to spin open to the right side. Left hand can stay down, right hand to the hip. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon balance. So be conscious that the hand on the floor is directly underneath the shoulder or on a block, but not too far out in front of you, or you won't have as much stability. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Just find some steadiness here. I know it's early for this pose. We are all good for it. Right arm down as you exhale, spin it back, right foot to the floor, and then turn back around to the front of your mat. Separate your feet as wide as your mat, and just grab opposite elbows and hang. Sway a little side to side if it feels good to you. Let your head hang down. Shake out the tension in your neck, yes and no. And then when you're ready, settle into the center. Just switch the cross of the elbows. So put the other arm in front. Let your body surrender. Inhale. Release your hands in front of your feet. Rise onto your fingertips. Walk forward and look forward towards your hands. Keep your legs wide for now. Press the weight back to the heels, chest to the thighs. Inhale onto your tippy toes. Find the length of your plank. Even with a wide leg, shoulders over wrist, belly is pulled up. Squeeze nice and strong, away from the earth. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale on your toes, shift forward to a high plank. Find power in this pose, find peace in this pose, and every pose. Downward dog. One more time onto your toes. Shift yourself forward, high plank. Jump your feet together, step them if you want. Lower to your belly. Inhale, lift your chest up, low cobra. Exhale to the floor. Walk your hands back in imprint, maybe a little higher cobra. Exhale down. Walk your hands back, one more imprint, and maybe lift into your upward facing dog. So tops of the thighs are off the floor, resting on your pedicure. Shoulders back down, heart lifts open. Downward dog as you lift your hips in the air. Bring your feet about hips width apart, not too close, not too far. Eye onto your tippy toes, soften your knees, and make your way to the top of your mat. However you get there is perfectly fine. Lengthen your spine, halfway lift. Empty the breath, let it go. Halfway lift, inhale, sweep the arms out and up overhead. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Exhale, hands together, feet together. Take a moment, breathe. Inhale, and exhale. Open your eyes. Take the arms down and up overhead. Hands through heart center as you exhale, your hands to the floor. Halfway lift, inhale. Right leg steps back as you exhale. Good, turn your right foot on its side, heel to instep, or wider inside of your step. Pull your left hip back to the center, left hand on the inside, right arm up over your shoulder. Reaching your fingertips up, fingertips down, hug hips towards midline. Can you lift the bottom side of your body up off of the thigh, away from the floor? One more breath. Exhale, sweep that right arm back and around. Come up to warrior two. Exhale, settle in. Now inhale, straighten arms and legs. Bring hands to prayer, bend your knee, warrior two. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, straighten leg, arms up, hands to your heart. Exhale, bend your knee and find warrior two. And so when we get into the pose, very often we have to move around a bit to find the right placement of our feet, of our hips, of our arms, of our shoulders, without losing our breath, without changing the quality of the breath, without changing the quality of the pose, right? So we want to find that place and find that peace while we settle into warrior two, which is, you know, a challenging pose on a good day. Can you bend the front knee a little bit more by dropping the hips down? Rather than taking the weight into the knee, allow the body to go downward towards the floor. One more breath. Just flip your palms and reverse that what is it? Warrior. I'm sorry. Lift up and over. Exhale, windmill your hands to the floor. Turn the back foot in. Keep the right arm down or on a block. Left arm comes up and open to the left side. Hug the hips towards midline. Inhale if you'd like to. Sweep that arm back overhead and reach the arm in front of you over your head to the front of your mat. One more breath. Good, left hand to the floor, outside left leg, step back to a high plank. You choose, do you want to go through a vinyasa? You want your knees to the floor? You want to bend the elbows without the knees going down? You want to skip the whole thing or add more push-ups to it, right? So it's kind of your day, your pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Rise onto your tippy toes, soften your knees, make your way to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold your body in half. Inhale, rise to stand, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, prayer to the heart, arms down by your side, release. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold through heart center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left leg steps back. Good, inhale. Spin your back foot on its side. Hug that right hip towards midline, right hand inside, left arm up, tuck the tailbone. And then sweep the arm overhead, down and up and around again. Hold here, don't hold your breath. Look down at your right foot, Rise up to warrior one, settle in for a moment. And then let's do 2 pumping warriors, hands up, legs straight, hands through heart center, and stretch it out. One more time, inhale. And exhale, hold warrior 2, settle in, find your placement. Allow your thigh to become parallel to the floor, not by putting weight into the knee, but rather by releasing the hips and dropping your pubic bone down towards the floor, reaching your fingers in 2 directions, finding the most length you can find in your body, and then settle for a couple more breaths. Inhale and exhale. Good, just flip your palms and release the left arm down. Move the left hip towards the right knee a little bit more, so the legs don't change, just the torso changes. Another big breath. Exhale, windmill down, turn the back foot in, left hand down, right arm comes up and open. Hug the hips towards midline, breathe. And then take that right arm back and around over your head. If you have the space, the desire, you know, you never have to do any of what I say. Exhale, right hand outside right foot. Step back to a high plank. Flow through a vinyasa, skip it, add to it. Meet in down dog or even child's pose. Hips all the way up in the air. Soften the knees, bring your chest towards your thighs, lift up onto your toes, and make your way to the top of your mat. However you get there is perfect, looking up halfway. Exhale, fold, let it go. Inhale, rise to stand, bring the arms with you overhead. Exhale, bring the prayer to your heart. Bring your arms by your side. Inhale, the arms overhead. Exhale, fold through heart center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, right foot back, turn it on its side. Left hand moves inside, left arm comes up and open. Look down as you inhale, find warrior 2. As you exhale, 1 pumping warrior. Arms up, legs straight. Hands to your heart center, exhale. Inhale, reverse your prayer, your warrior, not your prayer. Exhale, left hand in front of left foot or on a block or to the side, and begin to lift your right leg up again. So this is the 3rd variation of this pose that we've done. You may remember, you may not. You may have thought it was yesterday like I did. Right arm up over your shoulder, hips are square, or hips are hugging. Your legs are like an L shape. So not too high, not too low, and again, the hand comes right under the shoulder. Use the wall pat too, that's always awesome. Breathe, good. Flex that left foot strongly. Yeah, right foot, excuse me, it is your right foot. Breathe in, breathe out. One more moment here, guys, take that breath. Release the right hand to your right hip. Soften your front knee, step all the way back. Find warrior 2, 1 more time, exhale. Good, inhale, rewind to the floor, back foot spins in, left arm comes open, and perhaps it spins over your head. Exhale, left hand down, right knee down. Come in front of your knee so you're not sitting directly on your patella. Bring your chest up. Pull your shoulders back and away. Inhale. And exhale. Tuck your right toes under. Keep your knee on the floor. And then just lift your right heel towards your buttocks. Take your left arm back out in front of you. And sweep it around and see if you can grab towards your foot or for your foot. Doesn't matter. Which grip you take is going to kind of really be your choice. If you don't have a grip and you're just working on reaching towards the foot, that's okay. You get a really great quad stretch. Make sure that you're not putting too much weight on your knee. No weight at all, actually. Yeah, take a break if you need to. Release the hand, release the foot carefully. Tuck the toes underneath you. Step back to your high plank. Lower down through your vinyasa. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Soft knees, bend, and breathe towards your thighs. Let your head go. So from here, let's touch our toes together. Reach the right leg in the air. Nice and high as you come onto your left toes, right knee to the chest, and step that right leg forward. Spin the back foot on its side, right hand comes inside, left arm comes up, tuck your tailbone underneath you. Look down at your toes. Inhale, rise, stand warrior two as you exhale. One breath of pumping warriors, arms up, hands to heart, exhale, settle in. Good, sit a little bit lower, a little bit deeper, open those hips a little wider. Flip your palms, release and reverse your I want to say triangle, I'm sorry. It's really warrior. If you straighten your leg, it'll be triangle. As you exhale, right hand in front or to the side or on a block. Left leg floats up off the floor. Any variation, any amount. Maybe you're on your right knee and doing what we did way back in the beginning. Left arm comes up. L shape with your legs, so spin your heart open. Breathe. Good, beautiful. It's hard to tell, Karen, I think, if your foot is near that wall. If it is, use it. I love to use the wall in this pose. Pushing the wall away, it just gives me some length. Inhale, one more breath. As you exhale, bring your left hand to your left hip. Soften the front knee and softly step back, bringing your back foot on the floor. Sweep up and open, warrior two as you exhale, settle. Inhale. And rewind, exhale to the floor. Left hand stays, right arm spins up and open. Breathe, hug your hips towards midline. Inhale. As you exhale, right hand down, left knee down, settle in for a moment. Excuse me, guys. Bad allergies. Arms out, right arm out in front of you. Tuck your left toes underneath you, flex the foot, and then kick your heel with your buttocks with your heel. And if you can, reach around for the foot or maybe towards the foot. And sometimes you might even get this giant old hamstring cramp. So back out if you have to. Hug your right hip in. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Gently release the foot. Release the hand. Tuck the toes. This time I want you to step left foot to right foot, top of the mat. Inhale. Forward fold as you exhale. Rise to stand. Bring the arms with you. Overhead. Hands to your heart center. Exhale. Good. Feet together this time. Inhale. Keep the hands in prayer as you exhale. Have a seat towards your heels in chair pose. Lift the belly up. Sorry, Jane, if you don't like chair. You know that. Everybody likes this pose. It's everybody's favorite pose, isn't it? Lengthen your spine. Rotate left elbow outside right thigh, thumbs to heart center. Gaze over your right elbow if it's available to you. And then look down at your knees and just check out that your knees are not playing a little forward and back action, right? So both knees are even. Inhale. Good. Sit down a little lower, Karen. Get your hips level. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Now, bring your hands to the floor like we did earlier and come into a squat. Hands outside the right leg. Both hands outside the right leg. So you might even need a block here to put those hands on the floor. Or you might have that left arm that doesn't quite get all the way outside. That's okay. Breathe in. If you like to, and you want to take an arm balance here, lift your hips up, bend your elbows, and have a seat on your triceps. If you can do that without putting your seat on your right tricep, go for it. I'm working on that myself. Right? It's a little tricky. Bitsy, I bet you can do it. You guys can do it. Great. All right, come back to center. Hands to the floor. Knees are together, feet are together. Drop the heels. Separate your feet. Lift your toes up and slide your hands underneath. Wrapping big toe around wrist. Look forward. Inhale. Exhale. Fold over your legs. Head to shin. Elbows out to side. Breathe in. And breathe out. Just if you went into that arm balance, your wrist might feel a little compressed, so let's take care of that. Halfway lift, inhale. Final pull against your feet. Release your hands from your feet. Lengthen your spine, hands to your hips or heart, and come up to standing. Heel toe your feet together. Keep your hands in prayer. Take a breath. Exhale, bend your knees. Twist your right arm outside your left knee. Just take a look down and make sure that right knee doesn't sneak forward. We did it in a standing way back when pose where we allowed that, but here let's try to keep everything level. It will get you into where we're going easier. Another breath, stay where you are, or maybe you bring your hands outside that the left hip, and you come onto your toes and start there. So again, if you need a block underneath your hands to bring the floor closer, or again, maybe that right arm just isn't going to get all the way out just yet, but it's a work in progress. If you like to take the arm balance, bend the elbows, let your hips sit on top of the triceps. If you can do that without sitting on your left tricep, great. If not, we're working on it, because it's a work in progress. Everything's a work in progress, isn't it? One more breath as you come down if you're up, and then make your way back to center one more time. Rise up onto your fingertips, drop your heels down, separate your feet hips width apart. Lengthen your spine. Once again, slide your hands underneath your feet. Wrap your toes around your wrist, look forward. Some of you might want to lift one heel at a time, or maybe both heels, and try to find a little balance there. Try to find the peace in that pose, right? Is there any peace in that pose? And then exhale, release your hands from your feet, lengthen your spine. Hands to hips or heart, rise up to standing. Step your feet together. Bring your arms down by your side, exhale. Inhale, stretch the arms all the way overhead. Exhale through heart center, hands to floor, shins or blocks. Halfway lift, inhaling. Step, step, exhale, find yourself in plank. Stay here for a moment. Breathe. Shoulders over wrist, belly in, spread the upper shoulders apart. Either lower to your knees or go halfway down, chaturanga. Roll up and through an upward dog or low cobra. Downward dog, hips up in the air. Feet come a little bit closer together. Take your right leg high in the sky. Bend your right knee. Open up your right hip. But keep the weight evenly distributed between right and left hands. Keep the knee bent. Spin yourself around. Bring your right knee to your left tricep. Right leg all the way to the left side. Flex the foot. Stay here or spin onto your right arm. Lift up into a wild thing. Dancer's bridge, whatever you want to call this. Exhale, sweep that arm down. Back to the floor. Maybe you want to do one little chaturanga push-up. And then everybody, you guys with Bitsy and all you might have to just stagger yourself a little bit. Bend your right knee a little bit. Bring the right leg out to the left side. Let the left leg kind of just hang out and come onto your forearms facing the front of your mat. So the torso stays forward, kind of like when we do an open leg twist. The torso stays in the same place. Now if you have the space for your right leg to go straight, go ahead. If it happens that that right foot goes against a piece of furniture or a wall, utilize that. Push away from that piece of furniture or wall to give you some really nice length and stretch. Breathe in and out. Take another breath. All right, so now listen. This is going to get a little confusing. Not if you listen to me. Bring your hands up. You're going to see the back of my body, but I'll spin around. Turn around to the back of your mat as you bring your right leg underneath your left leg. I'm going to spin back to the front for a second. All right, my right leg's going underneath my left leg. My left leg is bent. I'm going to use my fingers to prop myself up. Come up. Lift your right leg in the air, and how about this? We're back in Ardha Chandrasana. Back of the mat, you're on the back of your mat, I'm facing you, just so that you don't get too confused. Inhale, and exhale. Spin your hip open. Who's that, Karen? Yeah, Karen, spin your hip on top of hip. So that same Ardha Chandrasana we've done in a few different ways. Hi, Raish. Internet stuff today. All right, so now your right leg is in the air. We're in Ardha Chandrasana one more time. Right hand comes down. We spin ourselves back to square. Step the right leg back. Kick the left leg in the air. I'm going to face you guys. Three-legged dog with your left leg in the air. Open your hip, bend your knee. Keep the shoulders and the torso evenly distributed weight. And then bring your left knee to your chest and over to your right tricep. Kick it out to the right side. Right arm comes up, hip opens up. You have your wild thing. Again, if you're against furniture or a wall, use it. Bring your hand down, maybe a push-up, and lower your left hip to the floor. So remember, I'm facing you, but you should be facing probably the back side of your mat. And I can see you all. So if you need to bend that left knee for space or for any other reason, obviously bend it. If you can keep it straight and utilize lengthening it, bring your torso towards the center. Inhale and exhale. Go as deep as you can without losing your control. Take an extra breath. Now, slowly bring yourself back up. Spin back around so you're facing the front of the room with your left leg underneath your right leg. Rise up onto your fingertips, lift up, and last time, promise, well maybe, Ardha Chandrasana, open up, left side. Breathe in, breathe out. Hand to the floor. Step all the way back, low lunge for the breath, and find your plank. Hold plank, inhale. Exhale, push back, downward dog. Chest to thighs, hips in the air. Breathe. Walk your feet up a couple of footprints. Walk your hands back a couple of handprints. Climb to your fingertips, lengthen your spine. Bring your hands to your heart or your hips, rise up to stand. Heel toe your feet together. Breathe in, breathe out. Shift your weight to your left leg and bring your right leg up in the air. Keep the hands in prayer as you float the right leg back behind you. Belly down, heart lifts. Inhale, bring the knee to the chest. Now extend the leg out in front of you, arms up and overhead. With a straight arm, straight leg, reach forward, back, and open up your arms, chest, Digasana, airplane pose. Soften the front knee and step your right foot, your lifted leg, back 2 to 3 feet, straighten both legs. Shoulders and hips are square. Make the adjustments you need to keep your hips and shoulders facing the front of your mat. Take your arms behind your back, interlace your fingers, wrists, forearms, elbows, or reverse your prayer. Bringing your fingertips towards the top of your head. Inhale. As you exhale, just soften the front leg enough that you can come down parallel to the floor. Head forward, head in line with spine, with tailbone. Right hip pulls forward, left hip pulls back. Breathe in. Good. Stay here or come a little bit deeper without rounding your back, without making all this craziness happen. You don't have to go far at all. Go to where your body sends you. Inhale. Exhale. Now listen. I want you to put a small or big bend in your left knee and put your forehead on top of your knee. Release your hands in front of you. Palms together, thumbs crossed. Pinky side of the hand on the floor. Now push your knee against your forehead against your knee. And if you can straighten the leg with your head still on your knee, go ahead. If that's not happening, don't hyperextend it though. Rach, lift the knee up a little higher. Yeah. Good. So this is a rounded position. We came from a straight leg position, a straight spine, to a rounded, perhaps a bent knee position. One more breath. With your hands in prayer, biceps by the ears, pull up to your belly button and your spine, chin to chest, roll to stand, all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands down by your side, bring your feet together, Tadasana. Inhale, bring your hands to prayer. Exhale, weight into the right leg, left leg lifts, we balance. Float the left leg back behind you. Dip your belly, arch your back. Inhale, knee to chest. Arms and legs extend. Like a pendulum, sweep that left leg back. Dip your belly, arch your back. Fold. Take flight. Inhale, slowly, with control. Left foot steps down, 2 to 3 feet. Rise up to stand. Adjust yourself, you might have to. Bring the arms overhead, inhale. Hands behind your back, fingers, wrists, forearms, elbows. Or reverse prayer if you did so on the other side. Maybe switch the thumb cross. Lift your heart up. Let your shoulders rest in between or your arms rest in between your shoulders. Inhale. Soften the front knees so you can square up your hips and fold down. Head to tailbone, one long spine, one long line. Inhale and exhale. Now stay here or continue with the long spine as you bring your forehead towards your shin. Now I say towards because it may never get there. Keep pulling the right hip back, left hip forward. Now, bend your right knee and put your forehead on top of it so you're really looking upward. Release your hands in front of you. Palms together, thumbs crossed. Biceps by the ears. Pat probably appreciates this song like me. Round and curl. Good. Now work at straightening the leg. Doesn't have to ever get straight. Good. Breathe. With control, biceps by the ears, chin to chest, we roll back up to standing. Arms all the way up. Feet together, hands in prayer, close if not to the top of your mat. Inhale, bring the arms overhead. Exhale, fold down to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale through a vinyasa, skip it, add to it, make it yours all the way through. Downward dog is where we meet. Now, bring your knees down to the floor underneath you. Push back to a child's pose just for a moment. And then walk your hands back in and let your hips come off to the right side so both legs move over to the left side. Stack your ankles. Hold on to your ankles and lift your torso up nice and tall. And then just keep twisting to the left side as you look over your left shoulder. Find again that length in your spine. Twist a little bit more. And then keep your torso twisting, but look over your right shoulder. Release your right hand. Bring your right leg inside your left leg and left leg behind you. If this doesn't work for your legs, adjust your legs, right? If you need to have one or both legs straighter. Good. Right back to center now. Try to level out your hips. You might even sit on a block. Walk your hands forward now. Stop where you first feel it, and then come down and settle in for a few breaths. Inhale and exhale. So for those of you who feel tightness in the back knee, widen the angle, or even just straighten the leg out to the side. It's a little bit of a different sensation of where you're going, but it's going to protect your knees. That's all that's really important. Inhale. Walk to your right side. Walk your hands out as far as you can and push your hips back towards the left. Now inhale, walk through center, go over to the other side. You'll feel a little bit more tightness, right? It's not as easy to get over to this side. So it's a little bit more restricted. Don't let your breath become restricted. Just let your body go as soft and easily as you can. Inhale back to center, back to the chest. Walk your hands back in. Good. Walk your right foot parallel to the front of your mat. Here's where blocks might come in really handy for those of us with tight hips. Either take your left ankle above your right knee, and notice what my knee is doing. It's way up here because my hips are really tight. So if I put myself on a block under both sitting bones, I have a better shot at that one. Still not where, textbook will be, but I'm not a textbook person, am I? So you're either going to go double pigeon, fire log, 90-90, or sit in Sukhasana with your ankles crossed, right? Whatever is right for you. So both legs ideally are parallel to the front edge of your mat. Walk your hands forward to the first point of resistance, which for me is about not even off my legs. I breathe. It's just important to know that all shapes and sizes can do yoga, just we have to make some changes sometimes. Inhale and exhale. So settle and relax. Try to relax your shoulders. Yeah. One more breath, everybody. Walk your hands back in as you exhale. If you're on a block, just move it off to the side. Take your legs out in front of you, shake them out, rub the knees, get rid of tension. Legs straight or bent, reverse your tabletop position here, or come into your Prabhutanasana. Lifting your hips up, pointing your toes down to the floor. Breathe. Come on down as you exhale. Bring your legs over to the right side. Sweep both legs over to the right side. Stack your ankles, hold on with your hands, lift your chest. Turn your torso to the right, drop your shoulders down. Inhale and exhale. Keep the twist, but turn your head to the left. Come back to center, release your left hand. Bring your left knee in and your right leg behind you. Bring your fingertips in front of you and start to walk forward. So remember, adjust what you have to do. Sit in an easy pose. You can even go on your back. Breathe in, breathe out. And then gently walk over to your left side. You're going to find a little bit more space here, right? Got a little bit more room. Right hip goes back, torso goes left. And then walk through center to the other side where you might feel a little bit more stickiness. Slowly coming back to center. Have your block nearby. If you think you'd like to put it underneath your sitting bones, just lift it up. Bring your left shin parallel to the front of your mat. Bring your right shin so that it is parallel to the front of your mat, resting, if you can, your right ankle on your knee. That's just not going to happen for me, right? But I have a little bit more openness in this hip. And then walk your hands forward and stop where you feel it and take a breath in there, settle in. And continue to go for as long and deep as you can. Good. Nice, Karen. Relax your shoulders. So some people are super flexy here. I wouldn't be one of them. And then slowly walk it back in. Take your time. Release your legs. If you're on a block, release the block. Shake out your legs. Give a little love to your knees. And take either your reverse tabletop or your reverse plank. Lift your hips up. Maybe the head goes back. See where you're at as I go and adjust my mat for you. When you're ready to come down, come on back down. And then just lean back and windshield wiping your legs a little bit from side to side, rocking on that outer hip. And then come back to center. Bring your heels in line with your sitting bones, hands underneath your shoulders. Good. Reach your arms away from your legs, sit up nice and tall. Bring your belly to your spine, round your back. Just go down a little bit of the way. And then go down a little bit more. And then go down a little bit more. And a little bit more as you find your way all the way down to the floor. Hug your knees into your chest. And rock side to side on your spine. Breathe in. And breathe out. Okay, now, bring your left leg to the floor and take a right-legged happy baby, half a happy baby. Hold on to your big toe or outer foot. Left hand on your left hip for a moment. First, let's work at bringing the right knee on the outside of the right rib cage, foot to the sky. If you have no, feeling of discomfort here, stretch your left leg out to the floor. If that takes you into another place altogether, bend the knee again. So work on the half a happy baby. No force, just allow the breath to guide the leg on the outside of the rib cage. Now just go ahead and take your left arm over to the right leg and twist the leg across the body. Nice and easy. Right arm out to the side. Come back to center, release your knee, and open up your legs to the edges of your mat and the arms to the edges of the top side of the mat. Just scan your body and allow all tightness to release. Just allow the body to melt down into the mat. Breathe in. And empty out. Bend your right knee. Bend your left knee in the air. Take the peace finger grip or outside of the foot. Half a happy baby on the left side. Right hand on the right hip now to remind it, if you like to take it out, to stay grounded. And then flex the left foot, foot to the sky, knee on the outside of the rib cage. Breathe. And then gently switch arms, right arm takes the left knee across the body, twist. Back on your back, everybody. Legs on the short edge of the mat, arms to the wide edge, short edge of the mat. Elbows slightly bent, come into like a scarecrow position, skull post. Just check out the rib cage, bring it down a little bit, ribs towards hips. Bend your knees, place your feet on the outer edges of the mat, and let both knees fall to the right side. Right ankle above left knee, if that's okay for your body. Uncross the legs, come back to center. Then switch sides. Move the legs to the left side, left ankle above right knee, and let it go. Uncross. Come back to center. Hug both knees to your chest. Let your hands slide down and grab the ends of the ankles, the tops of the foot, wherever you can. Feet on the floor. Tilt your pelvis and find your bridge pose. Be supported if you like. Take your arms underneath your back if you like, or back over your head. Big toe presses down, ball of the foot, heel of the foot. Energetically pull your heels to your buttocks and your knees towards the front of the mat. Take a couple of breaths here. And then articulate your spine down, release your arms, let your knees come in towards each other. Let's take one more of those, or add on for a full wheel. If you'd like to, lift your hips up in the air. If you want to try that full wheel, hands come by your shoulders, fingers point towards your shoulders, and then lift yourself up off the floor and open up your body. Still energetic. the floor. And then one more time, hug those knees all the way up to your chest. Take any final pose that you'd like, a twist. If you're doing something on one side, make sure you do it on both sides. And when you're ready, begin to settle in for your final Shavasana, your final resting pose, your final meditation. The last and yet the hardest pose in yoga. Allow your body to completely surrender and let go. Make the commitment to yourself to rest in this pose. And not go over your to-do list. And not be distracted by anything going around you or the thoughts in your own head. If you need to come out of this place, start to bring deeper breath in, move your fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. If you have the luxury of staying, just shut me off and stay on your mat till you don't have to anymore. Make your way onto either side when you're ready. Find yourself in a seat that you can rest in for a few moments with your hands together at your heart center. Thank you all for being here this morning. Thank you for your commitment to your practice, to our practice together, to our community. Shanti, 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 and peace, peace, peace to all. Namaste, Satnam, go in peace, everybody. Have a wonderful Sunday, weekend, rest of the weekend. A little vacay if you're on, and you at home, stay fit, stay healthy.